to appoint women in all Qadi's courts to assist women litigants to access justice. Mother's Lab has a priority and is recommending that as an affirmative action, the judiciary should employ a woman with relevant qualification in every Qadi's court to assist Qadis on matters involving women. MLF is aware that the substantive law that is applied in the Qadi's courts is Islamic. Hence, everything pertaining to this court has to be strictly in conformity with Islamic law. In order to avoid any conflict with the teachings of Islam, the terms of reference for these assistants shall be carefully set out with the guidance of experts in Sharia. For the avoidance of doubt, it is important to note from the onset that Mother's Lab is not in any way advocating for female Qadis to be employed, but rather qualified women to assist Qadis in handling sensitive matrimonial matters, particularly where Muslim women litigants are involved. Through service carried out, MLF has established that most women from the focus communities are inhibited by culture, religion, and upbringing from opening up, particularly on sensitive matrimonial matters. As a result, they are unable to fully access justice. Such women would feel more free to explain their plight to a fellow woman rather than a man. This is why MLF is advocating for these assistants working under the Qadis. We do appreciate the enhanced Bill of Rights in the new Constitution and the various provisions that guarantee everyone, and particularly women, their basic rights, which include the right to access justice. However, it is an accepted fact that for women, just like everyone else, to enjoy these constitutional rights, efforts must be made by all stakeholders to address challenges. For the Qadi's courts, these challenges include: 1. Proximity of the Qadi's courts to the people requiring their services. This is due to the fact that there are very few courts, and some of them are very far from the people. Some women cannot even afford bus fare to access these courts. 2. Each court is manned by one Qadi, which means that when he goes for leave or is absent for any reason, all matters that need his attention will have to wait. This results to justice delayed is justice denied. 3. The courts are not user-friendly, particularly to women. The Qadis deal with matrimonial matters which touch on very intimate and sensitive issues, e.g. conjugal relationship. More often than not, women feel constrained to express themselves freely on certain issues. MLF is an NGO whose activities are focused on Asian and Muslim women empowerment, orphans, widows, persons with disability, and other vulnerable members of the society. MLF recognizes and values the contribution women make in every aspect of life. In the home, on the job, in their communities, as mothers, wives, sisters, daughters, learners, workers, citizens, and as leaders. Women comprise more than half of the world's population. Women are 70% of the world's poor and 2/3 of those who are illiterate. As a Kenyan, I want to speak out for women in my own country, women who are raising children on very meager income, women who can't afford health care or child care, women whose lives are threatened by violence, including violence in their own homes. Through its program, MLF seeks to reduce divorce rates, mitigate the effects of divorce on both women and children, address issues of drugs and other harmful practices such as FGM. Temporary marriages practiced among certain religious sects based on misinterpretation of religious text. All these adversely affect women and deny them the opportunity to realize their full potential. It is MLF's wish that women litigants who go to Qadi's courts are assisted by trained women working under the Qadis. The organization also seeks to protect women by educating them on important matters that affect them, such as HIV/AIDS counseling and sensitization on the importance of pre-marriage HIV/AIDS testing. We must also recognize that women will never gain full dignity until their human rights are respected and protected. No one should be forced to remain silent for fear of religious or political persecution, arrest, abuse, or torture. Tragically, women are more often the ones whose human rights are violated. It is a violation of human rights when women and girls are sold into the slavery of prostitution. It is a violation of human rights when young girls are brutalized by the painful and degrading practice of female genital mutilation. One message that should come out of this workshop, loud and clear, is women's rights are human rights. Let us not forget that among those rights are the right to speak freely and the right to be heard. Women must enjoy the right to participate fully in the social and political lives of their countries if we want freedom and democracy to thrive and be sustained. Let us heed the call so that we can create a world in which every woman is treated with respect and dignity. Every boy and girl is loved and cared for equally, and every family has the hope of a strong and stable future. MLF has the pleasure to welcome all stakeholders who would like to support and work with us. We anticipate and look forward to the future with a renewed and revitalized sense of purpose and passion. MLF is humbly requesting the judiciary to officially appoint women in all Cadiz courts to assist women litigants to access justice. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. First of all, I'm invited to this forum to participate and attend to hear, as the director has said, that women or human beings in general, they have right to speak, to air their view, and they have right to be heard. So purposely, I've attended this meeting to hear what women are saying and probably to understand what they are after from. Generally, judicial officer is presiding over a court of law, making sure that he is administering justice to all without favor, regardless to their gender, regardless to their ethnicity, regardless to their color of their skin, and so forth. So we as judicial officers in general, we are there to dispense justice to all.
Okay, they've asked for a space for a woman among the cousins. Can you take what we think about her? Is there a space for them?
For
a woman among the
Woman
cousins?
assistant.
A woman assistant. They're saying they don't speak out because there's no woman to speak to tell their issues.
okay. So far, according to the structure, judicial structure, Kenyan judicial system, we don't have that post in position so far. But as far, there's a foundation and other women's foundations such as FIDA and other activists. They have that right to lobby. It is their right to speak out, and they must be heard. It is their right also to be heard by the Judicial Service Commission or the entire judiciary, Kenyan judiciary. If it is pleased or it is convinced, they can or they may create this position for female.
Maybe on that take, during the vetting of the President of the Supreme Court and the assistant, is there a possibility, we can say in Kadi Court, can we have maybe like an assistant or deputy, maybe a lady? Is there a possibility? Maybe
There is
now
possibility.
Huh?
There is. That possibility is there. The law is open. The religion is more open. It's wider and very broad. So it is up to the people, the Kenyan people, men and women.